motivation.
What's good, team? We back at it once again and again.
What up, Sam?
This time we're friends. We're gonna let it build up.
It's crazy. I just got the notification myself.
All right.
Caught your joint earlier, man.
Yeah. What'd you think about that one?
Oh man, it was good. Good. Good energy. Love the vibe.
The thing is, I haven't went live like that in a minute. Actually, it's been a minute. I used to go live like that all the time. The energy was high. I never really had an issue.
You back in your bag though. Back in the bag. Nelman spitting that positive, true, real talk.
True, real. That's true. That's where the real trill comes from. True, real.
True, real.
But what's good with the team? I'm back in here. I'm back. Let me check something. I want to check my chat right now. Okay, just checking.
You know what I mean?
So we're gonna let it build up real quick. We're gonna let it build. But yeah, that first live stream of the day, I wanted to come back because I felt like I was making a little bit of an impact, man. Um, some people be going through it for the most part, and I just want to make sure that everybody, uh, you know, makes it easy transition into this weekend. From the Friday and just well into the weekend. So we gonna get this thing going.
Absolutely. Everybody deserves happiness. Everybody needs to be happy.
Mm,
And that's what you're spreading.
yeah. Was you busy when I hit you? What you was up to?
Yeah, man, I was working. I was working. We had you on the Bluetooth. Everybody was feeling it. You know,
Mm.
everybody coming through. What you got on? What you got on? Well, man, you know who it is.
Uh,
You know who it is.
that's interesting. That is interesting that they be playing me. Welcome back to the team. We're gonna let y'all fill in. We're gonna let y'all fill in. We got a special friend in the studio tonight.
What up, Sam? What up, Sam?
Y'all know Brooklyn is Brooklyn. Somebody asked me earlier where Brooklyn at.
We in here. We in here now. Appreciate you having me on, fam.
Oh, no question. Actually you gonna be honorary co-host. It's gonna be you and Waxy over here. Wax Lichten.
That's lava lampley right there.
Mm-hmm.
That's the best co-host to ever do it.
Lava Litchfield.
Yeah, you was streaming for what, 3 hours?
Yeah, I was on here earlier, going for a pretty long time, but I had some good information. I had some people in there. We was getting some good back and forth. It was high energy going on. Hopefully, we can get back to that here in just a moment. It took maybe a good 5-10 minutes actually, maybe 10-20 minutes, and then the room started lighting up. So hopefully, good Friday. We can get to it, man. We can really start building. But for now, we just chilling, really just checking the mics and all of that, checking the levels.
Getting the sound check.
Yeah, man. If you're out there, if you're on with us, let me know if everything sounds good. I'm switching mics around right now, so let me know how everything sounds. Let me know how y'all feeling today. Cause now it's getting a little later. See, earlier it was around lunch. Now it is closer to dinner. See, with other people, it might be closer to breakfast, or maybe even closer to lunch for them. So, You know what I'm saying? Let me know what y'all on. The tech collector. Oh man, if that's not the vacuum expert, that's my man right there.
Shout out Tech.
You remember the vacuum expert?
Yes, I do.
Yo,
Yes, I do. Showing love.
the all tech collector 2.0, aka the vacuum expert. I remember you, my man. How you been? This Brooklyn King right here. Hence the hoodie.
Hence the hoodie.
It's Brooklyn right here, man. You know who we are.
Rep all day, every day. What's good, Tech? How you been?
We in here. Lush. Thank you, Lush. Thank you for helping me with my sound check. I'm just trying to make sure everything sound good. How you doing tonight, Lush Lush? How's your night going so far?
Let us know what you're getting into this weekend.
Yeah, I did make it to Friday, so let me know.
Matter of fact, what you getting into this weekend, fam?
Me?
Yeah.
Well, soccer season's officially over, and so I'll probably be doing some sleeping in today. Tomorrow, Sunday. So probably not a whole lot. I'm probably going to enjoy the sleeping in part.
Sleeping in for Nelman is 7 o'clock.
Ryan was good, fam. You back?
Slawski in the building.
That's the reason why I do it. I'm good, Lush Lush. How are you, though? How are you doing? I'm good. Ryan, was good with you, fam?
Go build a report, Ryan. Appreciate you, kid. Thanks for checking in.
I told you I would drag this one in. I done got him in, y'all. I done got him on the show.
They hooked me. Still shook.
I told him don't be nervous.
I don't like cameras. But I gotta show love for the nail, man.
Yeah, man, and it's not even too late today. It's actually 8:11 right now, 8:11 p.m. where I'm at here in Colorado. What time is it where y'all at? Lush Lush, what time is it where you at? All Tech Collector, you still with me? Where you at, bro? What time is it where you at? We just getting started right now, man. It's good to see y'all. Ryan, I appreciate you tuning back in, man. I appreciate you. You know, nothing but love for you, man. Oh, it's okay.
Where you at, Lush Lush?
Lush Lush, you about an hour away. You know, Ryan, with me, man, the topic never really changes, man. It's all about, it's all about being part of the team, man. It's all about being a life coach. It's all about helping out. My shirt is actually blank right now. I got the invisible ink on this one. You'll see it in a little bit. You'll see it pop up.
Florida. All right.
Okay.
Shout out Florida.
Shout out Florida.
What part, Lush?
Shout out Florida, Lush.
I've been to Tampa one time. Fell in love with Tampa.
I actually been to Tampa one time or so too. And I've been to South Beach. I went to South Beach one time. I've been good lately, Tech Collector. I'm just trying to get back into my bag, kind of how things were last year. Tech Collector was one of my original team members on this journey with us. Tech Collector member. I was with Tech Collector when he had his first name. Pensacola. Okay. Okay.
Roy Jones?
I think it's lit out there. Was Roy Jones from Pensacola?
I think so.
Okay. Yeah, okay.
Sure. Fact check me.
All right. Lush was Roy Jones from Pensacola? Ain't that the part that Roy Jones was from? Body head?
One of the best to ever do it.
Oh yeah, Roy Jones was the man. But back to the Tech Collector was with me when I first started. Last year. He used to come on with his first name.
Boom.
Oh yeah, okay. Just checking.
Batting 1,000 right now.
Yeah. Shout out to Florida. Florida definitely is. It's always good when you got people. Oh, Emmitt Smith too.
Oh, okay.
Lush
I like it.
Lush, yeah, we got people from here. She said, "Oh yeah, and me. Can't forget about me. Can't forget about you, Lush. I'm sorry." But yeah, back a year ago when I first tried to go live, I just try to help out everybody's page. I try to showcase everybody's page. The All Tech Collector. You remember, right? I used to put you on your page on your first video. I would just put it on. That's how I was. You're welcome, Lush Lush. Thank you. I appreciate you coming in. And listen, you are always welcome in this live chat. You are always welcome to come to my page. I'm gonna come check you out too, Lush Lush. You part of the team now. You part of the family. I'm gonna come check you out on your page as well. So I appreciate you. Appreciate you stopping in.
Go double for me. I got you, Lush.
Feel free to stay. When you check out my page, check out, this is a Brooklyn King. So when you check out the live, that's Brooklyn King 718 right there.
Spread love is the Brooklyn way.
But yeah, you know what I'm saying. So I appreciate you tuning in with me, All Tech Collector. I'm back, and I'm gonna get back to doing what I do on this live.
The people want it. The people demand it.
Yeah, they was asking for it, so I'm back.
So what we getting into tonight, y'all?
You're welcome.
What's going
You're
on?
welcome. So I don't know. Like I said in the right now the topic is pretty much Friday live stream. Still, just happy to be here. You know what I'm saying? So just talking about being happy and sustaining that happiness. You know what I'm saying? Different people do it different ways. Lately, I've been trying to hit that incline, like I was saying before, sometimes it's tough to just make yourself happy, especially in the day and age of social media. It's tough to find happiness in just yourself. But me these days, man, every time I look in the mirror, I be having an inside joke. And not just because I'm funny looking, man. Listen, it's not just because I'm funny looking. Like, I just love myself so much. I talk with myself so much. I'm able to be with myself so much that I just got like inside jokes and everything. I'm like my second best friend next to, a couple other people. So that's one thing you got to do. You got to be able to be friends with yourself. You got to be able to stand yourself. Ryan, you know what I'm talking about? I'm not, me and myself, we ain't best friends. You know what I'm saying? But I'm my second best friend. You know what I'm saying?
It all starts from the inside, man. You got to have that self-confidence, that self-love. Once you got that, everybody will see it. Everybody will see it.
Yeah, man. That's all it's about. Once you love yourself, then, you'll be able to give love to other people. See, that's another thing that people kind of misunderstand, and they wonder why they cannot find love, or wonder why they can't treat a person that they're into the right way. And for the main reason is because they don't love themselves first. You got to start with yourself before you could love another person or be able to care for another person. If you don't know how to care for yourself, then it's going to be hard to be able to care for another person. But once you're able to actually love yourself, then you can start to demonstrate what you're already demonstrating for yourself for another person. So I feel like a few of the things we got to talk about is being able to start with yourself and not be afraid to love yourself, not be afraid to, go in and, spend some time on you. Mm-hmm. You got to be able to spend some time on you first before you know what I'm saying, trying to give all your love to everybody else. I appreciate you still tuning in, Collector.
Where's Tech at?
Tech, where you at? Where you living at, Tech?
Where you reside, Tech?
What city? What state? But yeah, man, it's all about that self-happiness first. You start there, and then you could, really spread it. Especially if you got kids and all that type of stuff. Mm-hmm. You still got to be able to, like, show yourself that love, and then it's going to spread tenfold to your kids. Because for the most part, your kids look just like you. And then, it just makes life a lot easier when you start with yourself. And some people think that's selfish, but it's like you start with yourself, but you don't stay with yourself.
Mm-hmm. You spread it.
Yeah, absolutely. You start with yourself, first, and then you start to spread that. You start to, spread the love. However you might spread love. Man, absolutely. And that's what happens to most people. And what's even funnier, I hate to say it, but it happens probably to women more than men, because women tend to want to give themselves, more because they're more giving. And a lot of times that may be all they have is themselves, and they're willing to give all of themselves to, make people happy. And unfortunately, you absolutely could lose yourself into all of that type of giving. So I hear you, Lush Lush. You right on top of it. You can't lose yourself in it. You got to save some room for yourself.
You gotta get some me time in.
And when you think about saving that time for yourself, you can't have that time on the back end. Like, you can't think of yourself as the back end. Oh, I'll just get the time in for myself when I can. You got to make the time for yourself first if you want the quality time with everybody else to be worth anything. You got to give your time first. If you give your time on the back end, all that other time that you was giving to everybody else, it ain't gonna be what it was if you would have sat down with yourself first, gave yourself some time first. Just think about that. I know that's a weird concept, but you got to be able to be happy first before you can step out there, even if that's like a once a month thing. Towards the end of that month, if you feel like you're getting drained, you got to go back and give yourself some of that time. You really got to.
If you don't give yourself that time, you ain't gonna have nothing to give to anybody else.
Agreed.
Facts.
100%. Absolutely. Yep. Got to keep praying, stay strong, and also you got to be able to reach out. I feel like what I'm doing right now is it's helpful for other people to be able to, just take in some of the stuff that I'm saying. And I don't mind doing it. I don't mind helping other people. If this is helping you, then I don't mind doing it. So it's just like you also got to be able to reach out, do what you can for others. But at the same time, when it's not much, because what may not be much for me may be, the world to somebody else. So, when it's not much for you, then you can kind of give that sort of time. But when you ain't got it, you got to have the discipline to know that, it's your time that and you don't need to give it up. It's time to keep that time, some of that energy to yourself, without a doubt.
Absolutely.
And
that's good, Lush. That's good. It's what we're here for.
That is exactly what we're here for all the time. And like I said, just like I was telling the tech collector, if you go back to some of my previous videos, my live streams, this is all I do. Later on, you'll see that I'll start to feature a lot of other people's channels, things of that nature, Lush Lush. So, if you're part of the content creating community, and those are things that you do, without a doubt, I'll feature your page on my page. We'll make sure we get you some people tuning in. And you know what? If you just want to sit around and just listen to some good conversation, you're always welcome to come to my live stream, because hopefully it won't be no nonsense in here. Hopefully we'll always be full of good conversation. And then, as I speak about good conversation and no nonsense, I'll speak about the King Will's World Media.
Wills was good.
AKA King Kale Wills. That's King Kale Wills right now. I think you're probably eating a bowl of kale. Thanks for the thumbs up, Schloss. I appreciate you. Yo, shout out to Ryan, man. This guy, he knows how I give it up. I always try to put my best foot forward.
That boy Ryan's a blessing, man. You don't even know how much we appreciate you, kid. That goes beyond this right here.
Will's World on deck. Yeah, I know, Lush. You know what? And that's the thing. Like, there's a lot of, I don't know all my talents, but I feel like when I was younger, one of the things I was good at was pushing other people to find their full potential. I felt like that's just was something I was good at. Like, I might not even been able to do the things myself, but I was able to help other people reach their full potential and do what they need to do. And so that's kind of one of the things I'm good at, and I don't mind doing it. So, like I said, I'm always here to help as much as I can. And if, a helping word is all that you need, which is sometimes that's all a lot of us need, is just a helping word. If that's all you need, and if I can give it, listen, I'm right here for you. I'm right here to support. I know that's the type of things that you can't say in these live streams, but I'm here to help. I'm here to be a part of the team. So, I'm with you. You part of the team now, Lush Lush. You too, Ryan.
That's one of the things that drew me to you, fam. You know what I'm saying? It's like every live stream you get on, every recorded show you get on, everything you talk about, it's like when you go to church, like, damn, is he talking directly to me? You know what I'm saying? At that time. So he's here for y'all. He drops knowledge. I hope to do the same, but we do appreciate y'all tuning in. Thank you. Yeah, spread love.
Yeah, we back. We back, Tech Collector. We back 100%. And I'm gonna keep this going. I actually was up in here earlier, but had to cut it off for a while. But I did want to make sure I got my man Brooklyn. I wanted to make sure I got him in the studio live here with me. So here we are. You know, when you say it, you got to do it. That's how the stuff starts to manifest.
Absolutely.
When you say things and then you follow through with them, it's easier for other things that you say in your subconscious to manifest, because your subconscious doesn't know the difference between the dreams and the real world. So when you like dreaming about doing things and then you actually doing things in the real world, as long as you're sticking to your own commitments, you'll see a lot more things manifest. Demetra Lit All Day is back.
Liddy.
Hey, Queen, I appreciate you coming back to see us. How are you?
Shout out Lit.
Shout out to Demetra Lit All Day.
She was on the live earlier.
She was with us earlier. As you can see, Demetra, I'm just you know how I give it up. You already know how I give it up. You part of the team now, though, Lush Lush. But yeah, I mean, normally you will see me with a different screen. I'm gonna have some other screens, and I'm gonna be again showing some. I'm gonna be showing some screens. Yeah, and I appreciate you coming back. I appreciate you. You're welcome, Lush Lush. Always welcome. Always welcome on the Namlen page. And I don't know if everybody that was here earlier, Demetra, I know you was with us earlier. I don't know if you remember Brooklyn 718 King. But I told you I have him in the studio. I pointed at that chair right there. Now I got my man in here with me. So we doing it.
Absolutely. Came through.
And I appreciate it too.
Thanks for having me on, fam.
No question. No question. And we're gonna
it was like pulling teeth. I don't like cameras, but I appreciate you.
Yeah, man. On here. And we're gonna get your page up too if that's what you want to do. You know what I'm saying? Or you could just be co-hosting. I'm gonna have you in here a lot. So I'm gonna need your help.
Taking Lava Lampley spot.
Road to 1K. Road to 1K. Whoop. Double whoop. Whoop. Whoop.
So what's good? What y'all getting into tonight?
Friday night, everybody on the live stream. First of all, I want to thank y'all. You know, like I always say, y'all could have been anywhere in the world. Man, they say it's a small world, and it is, but it's also a big world, you know, and it's the fact that we are all in different areas. But I appreciate you for it, because he wasn't sure about, you know, co-chairing with me. But y'all could be anywhere, and you are everywhere right now. Y'all are all over the country, all over the planet right now, and y'all came back and checked me out, so I appreciate y'all being in here. For me, it's a Friday night. You know what I'm saying? We in here Friday night. It's about 8:30. So Lush Lush, you just staying in tonight?
Yeah, stay out of trouble, Lush Lush. That's the way to do it.
Okay, yeah, go on and switch it up. You in for the night too, Demetra? You lit all? I know you lit all day, but what about the night? What about tonight? You lit tonight, or you just chilling? Yeah, just staying in. Me too. You know, I was See, typically I would be about to lay it on down, probably getting tired soon, but nah, not tonight. I made a promise that this Friday I was going to go live. Too litty for the city. I hear you. Too litty for the city.
They can't handle you.
I've been telling Will's World Media that I was going to go live again since my last live. And obviously you guys wouldn't know this, but I went live the other day, and I had been doing a lot of mic checking, and I wasn't sure if I could hear myself. I actually went live and didn't check my mics, and then I got nervous that I couldn't hear, so I actually just stopped the live, and then I deleted it. Come to find out, it was actually working just fine. So now I'm like, now I just go live, and I had to make up that live with this live. So I told myself Friday night we going live, and I was again hoping that the Brooklyn King would come with me, and he said he would, and I told him I was gonna hold him to it. So here we are.
I mean, he said it was gonna be recorded, but you know what I'm saying.
Hey,
we went live. It's good.
We'll do it recorded later. I keep my word. But what you guys got going on? Everybody else in for the night? Is anybody in the car on their way somewhere? Anybody in the bathroom getting right to go somewhere tonight?
Ryan, what you sipping on right now?
Ryan, you chewing on the back of a cigar? You sipping on a nice Johnny Walker? Right, and I feel good about that too, Lush Lush. All right, Ryan, I hear you. Sipping on something. Yes, Dimitri, you are in this thing. You are, and I appreciate you. And Lush, you don't even understand. Every time I do that, every time I do something that I told myself I was gonna do, I actually feel a ton better. Like it's kind of weird because like when I was younger, I used to make it a point to stick to doing everything that I say I'm gonna do. I used to make that a point, right? And then I got away from that. Then I'd tell myself I was gonna do something, and then I wouldn't do it. And then I kind of got addicted to that, like making plans but not really sticking with them. And that kind of felt good, not having to do a plan that I told myself I couldn't break, and I broke it. And I started getting used to that. But now I'm back to like actually keeping my word to myself. And when I did that, like now I feel a ton better, and it's a whole lot easier. I got we all in here chatting, Who knows where any of us would be right this moment if I didn't go live right now. Think about that for a second. I'm going to let you think about that for a second. But no, all jokes aside, I actually do feel great about sticking to my own word, staying true to myself. And that's where it starts. I was listening to something, and I was just telling Brooklyn King about it. Like, it starts with being able to say you're going to do a thing, and then actually having the discipline to listen to yourself. Some of us got friends, some of us got kids, heck, some of us got parents that we try to tell to do something, and they don't listen to us, right? And then you kind of start to do that to yourself, like, I'm going to do this and that, and then you don't even listen to yourself. But when you stay true to, you tell yourself to do a thing, and then you do it, and then I guess that's discipline, right? I guess that's kind of the definition of discipline. When you tell yourself to do a thing, and then you do it, and then you become consistent in telling yourself to do a thing, and you keep doing it, and then you keep doing it, and then it becomes, second nature, and then you start feeling good, But let's see what's in the chat.
Lit, spreading love. I love that. Sharing.
Listen, hey, if I just appreciate you being here. So when you say if you like, listen, I like just you being here. If you want to do all the sharing, if you'd like, I appreciate all the sharing that you're doing. So however you want to do it, I'm gonna let you share. If it's not too much to ask, you can share it however you want. Tech Collector. See, Tech, he don't never like to dispose his location.
It's all good. I understand. I get it.
He like, yo, I'm here with you. Don't even. That's all you need to know. And Tech Collector, I don't. Tech Collector, I don't know. I don't think that you're live, my man. I think that you might be watching the live stream from a few minutes back. I don't know if you want to click the live button so that you catch up. But I just want to give you a heads up. I think that you might be back a little bit. And with that being said, you'll probably hear this in a couple minutes.
Shout out Comac.
Shout out to Comac. And I appreciate that, Demetra. I appreciate you. I appreciate that. So yeah, if it's not too much, hey, you do that. Shout out to Comac. Yeah, but the Tech Collector, he is OG out here. He is OG to the Nelman chat, the Nelman live chat. But man, appreciate everybody hopping in tonight. you know. So does anybody got any plans for the night? So are we just all in here? We all in tonight. Comac, second nature, baby. I appreciate you checking in with me, Comac. How are you tonight, man? Did you go see Mike to get the car checked out or what?
Shout out Comac. He went live a few days ago.
Man,
Good
Comac
show.
went
Go
live
check it out.
for the first time yesterday. It was an awesome live stream. You should be proud of that. Comac is part of the community. He's part of the Nelman team. As you can see, he holds a mighty blue wrench for a reason. And I appreciate him. And Will's World, that goes without saying. But yeah. As a matter of fact, as you can see, the tech collector, he holds the mighty wrench as well. These are all my, like what I like to call Dios Unos. They've been with me. They've been with me. I'm actually going to start. Y'all heard that from me first. Dios Uno. That's going to be I started that.
Thinking of a master
plan.
I'm thinking Eric. No, not Eric.
You know who it was? It was Rakim, wasn't it?
I
think it was Rakim. Thinking of a master plan. But yeah, absolutely, man. You and me both, Dimitra. You and me both. Yeah. Don't let me. Yeah, I had to go in my memory warehouse for that one. Don't listen. We right here with you, Dimitri. We on the same page. If I don't know it, Brooklyn gonna know it. He's from Brooklyn. I mean, he's genuinely from Brooklyn.
Born and raised.
He's not like me. I used to just tell people I was from Brooklyn when I was younger.
Still one of the realest dudes I ever known. No matter where you're from.
Man. Okay. See? Yeah, I hear you. Like, knowing that you got to have it uploaded. Okay. Be more. That's what's up. This is probably going to sound really cliche, but I love The Wire. Like, I felt like I was from Baltimore when I used to watch The Wire. I was like one of these people who was a Wire fanatic. You know how y'all know you got them people at work and you got them people around that like are on Game of Thrones and all of that. They like thronies. Man, I was a live wire, if you know what I'm saying. I was a wire. I was a wirehead. I was a spark. I was a copper top. Whatever the Wire fans were, that was me.
He's still quoted to this day, at least once a day.
Man,
yeah, like Baltimore, Brooklyn.
Yes, I mean I loved The Wire. We used to. Hey, you like that, Ryan? Listen, you know how I gotta be, Ryan. You know.
Look, you're a wirehead, copper top.
Yeah, you know. Ryan, you got it. I know you got it. I'm a throny too. I'm a throny. But man, The Wire, man, whoo! Like I used to do Wire trivia. Me and Will's World, we'll sit around and just talk about The Wire all day. But yeah, man, I used to love The Wire, and it was like, with that, I was just used to acting like I was from West Baltimore. You know what I'm saying? I used to call it Baltimore. I used to say two. Like, I used to say two like two. You know what I'm saying? If you're from Baltimore, you know when people say two, what they, you know what I'm saying, instead of just saying two. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm talking about. I say, me too. That's how I used to talk. But, yeah. But, yeah, love The Wire. Yeah, man. Loved it. Yeah, chilling with the boys. No, you and Lush Lush. You and Lush Lush are chilling with the boys. Um. So where are you at now, Lush Lush? Where did she say she was at? Did she say?
Damn, I can't remember. I don't think she said.
Lush Lush. Oh, Florida. That's right. You did say.
Damn, my
Listen,
fault.
listen.
My fault, Les.
You did say.
That's all bad.
That quick. You see how the short term goes?
I'm old.
That's from. That's from. Just just from being old. It's just from being old.
Yeah. Old.
And living in Colorado. You know how they give it up here in Colorado, man. Listen. Yeah, she's from Pensacola. Pensacola. Home of Emmett Smith
And great.
and Roy Jones. Comac is also from Florida. But yeah, Baltimore, man. I've never been there, but and I don't know. It was the way that it was portrayed in the in the Wire. I don't know that I would necessarily want a vacation there either, but you know. Yeah, they was it was yeah, they were The Wire portrayed it a bit wild, but that was like 10 years ago, probably more. Um
Shout out Lit. Checking Lush Lush's page. I love
yeah.
that, man.
What hold on, what recipe? What are we talking about? We're talking about recipes.
You're gonna have to peek.
Y'all gonna have me peeking. Confidentially speaking in code since I catch you peeking.
I was 20.
You was 20, what, about 10 years ago? Is that what we talking about? Yeah, The Wire, The Wire's been on and off for quite some time. Like, it came on, it had its time, and then it went off. But, whew, that thing, man, talk about a soap opera. I'm talking about Young and the Restless, Days of Our Lives, The Wire. You know what I'm saying?
You're gonna make me stream that bad boy.
Yo, The Wire,
Back
man.
to back.
Whew. It's like I have a hard time determining which one was better, Sopranos or Wire. That's just me, though, y'all. That's just me. I have a hard time determining which one I like best.
I ain't catch much of The Sopranos.
Oh, my goodness.
I know. I get that same reaction everywhere.
Oh, my goodness. And they about to come out with that Sopranos movie, which is like a prequel to the Sopranos. Yeah, Ryan, you could say that. You could say that. Did you watch all of The Wire, though? Because if you ain't watch all The Wire, man, listen. Okay, John Wick. Brooklyn, what's your favorite show?
My favorite show? Oof.
Yeah, that Breaking Bad movie, Will's World. I heard that he broke out of the thing. No spoiler alert, because I actually haven't even seen Breaking Bad. But they said they broke out with the El Camino or whatever, and then it just picks up right from there when he broke out of the joint. So y'all gonna get to see that.
Yeah, I have to say Game of Thrones, man. I did Game of Thrones. I hate the way it ended, but I did Game of Thrones, man.
Game of Thrones. I'm also a Throny.
I'm a fan, boy.
I'm also a Throny. With Game of Thrones. Also, me and Will's World, we'll get to the point where we like just picking apart Game of Thrones, talking about all kind of different pieces of it. But when the Sopranos movie comes out, I'll be a big fan of that. Pinkman.
I'm almost at the end of the Breaking Bad now.
Is that with Pinkman?
Yeah, I think he's in there.
You know what you got to watch, Dimitri, if you want to really get into it? You got to watch some of them Quentin Tarantino movies. Some people say he's racist. Some people say different stuff. But I got to tell you, he has the best movies. Pulp Fiction, Ah, man.
That's all-time classic.
Reservoir Dogs. Whew. And then you got to see.
You do Kill Bill.
Okay, Kill Bill. The whole Kill Bill saga.
Was hitting too.
The whole Kill Bill saga. Those are good ones. Yeah. Get Out. Did I see Get Out? I think so. Yes, I've seen it a couple times, as a matter of fact. As a matter of fact, if I'm not mistaken, the second movie by the same brother who made Get Out, me and Brooklyn went and seen Us. Us.
Great, amazing movie.
Yes.
Amazing.
Pulp Fiction is crazy, but Dimitri, you are absolutely right. Suspense, thrillers, thought-provoking.
Us was insane, man. Lupita did her thing in that.
See, Us, they threw you for a loop because you already went into the theater thinking about Get Out and already having a pre-diagnosed notion about what this movie was going to be about, and it threw you for a loop because it wasn't what you thought it was at all. Dimitra, I'm not mad at you for that. Listen, first of all, Get Out was a good one, but if you are listen, I don't know if I want to spill the beans. I'm looking at Brooklyn right now, but Dimitra, there's a few things that you could do to your Fire Stick that will give you the ability to watch free movies and free shows.
And it's cool because you ain't sharing it. You know what I'm saying? You just streaming it. You just watching it. So you ain't sharing it. You can't get in trouble.
I mean, I don't. Hey, listen.
That's my rule. That's what I believe. That's
what he believes and makes himself feel better. But if you want to go online, you look up them Cody videos or what was that other one called? Cinema. For the most part, you can download those things. It takes, less than 20, 30 minutes. And you can have some free movies. I'm just saying.
We heard.
Is what I'm hearing.
That's what we heard.
Allegedly. You might be able to do that. Cody does suck, right? But, and again, this is allegedly, Cody, a while back, was no good, no bueno. But I'm hearing that just recently, Cody is back up on its horse, if you will.
Hey, Lit, we could send you a link. Somebody could send you a link.
A link can be sent to an email address.
From an anonymous source.
If you would like to put your email address up, I will not share it, but you might be able to. You're right about that. When it comes to the Cody, you do have to stay with the updates and all of that. But with the cinema one, as soon as you go in, you can actually. Hey, my mods, don't show that. Just let that stay there. Just let that stay hidden. You got it? Okay. We can share that. So everybody email us.
Exactly what it is, huh?
Yeah. And but yes, I'll reach out to the person who does cinema and make sure that they email you the very easy and simple steps on getting it on there. And when you do have it on there, you can the great thing about it is you just click a thing and it updates on its own. Even after a whole year, I actually don't use it. And went in after a year, clicked the one update button, and then the movies were coming in. But at any rate, it's for everybody. Sharing the love. That's all I do is share the love. Anything I got, you got. You know what I'm saying? That's how you know I'm broke. Because if I have money, you'll have it. You know?
You're rich in love, though.
So that John Wick, right? I got mixed feelings about the John Wick, though. I love the John Wick. Don't get me misconstrued here. I love the John Wick. But I don't know if my energy is getting changed, if my energy is a little different these days. But, I watched that John Wick, and I'm like, man, is one more person going to get shot?
Like, I swear it was like I got to a point in John Wick where I was like, man, is all they gonna do is shoot? But that's just me. That's just me. And there was a time when I loved that type of stuff.
You ever heard Homeboy act? I'd rather see him shoot.
Nah, see, because I've been rocking with them ever since Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure. As Will's World Media, I've been rocking with Keanu Reeves. You know what I'm saying? I've been rocking with Keanu Reeves since Bill and Ted. You understand? So, you know, when Speed came out, I was all about Speed with Sandra Bullock. You know what I'm saying? Plus, she was in Pretty Woman. So I was like, whoa. You know what I'm saying? I was already had mixed feelings about.
Bullock wasn't Pretty Woman?
I mean, never mind. I had my women mixed up. But anyway, yeah, so she was in something before that, though. And so when I seen them in Speed, I was right on time. And then The Matrix. Come on, man. I ain't even going to start into The Matrix. Man, if you ain't seen The Matrix in 2019, you need to go back and see Matrix Part 1 in 2019. Come on. Come on. Go back and watch The Matrix 1 for me. And then we'll build on it.
Yeah, the third one kind of lost me on The Matrix,
but yeah, man, I've been rocking with Keanu Reeves ever since then. And then I just watched that last John Wick. Even the first 2 John Wicks, I was with it. But I was just like, man, there's a lot of rounds in this one, Johnny.
He about it.
I'm like, John.
He about it.
It's a lot of rounds in this one.
He's staying true to himself.
I love documentaries on the mob stories. All Irish, Black, Italian, Russian, Chinese. Oh, yeah, all of them. I love Bill and Ted. I love Bill and Ted, too. No need to... No, listen, we excited right now. Listen, them is all great movies. Listen, see, the thing about me, Dimitri, I ain't even really gotten my bag. I ain't even really, like, telling you, like, I used to... As Will's World Media, he'll tell you, I start getting into my Cody Jarrett bag. And then we talking about old school gangsters. Now we talking about James Cagney. Oh, man, when I start getting into my James Cagney bag, oh, my goodness.
It's a wrap.
Look up, Google James Cagney White Heat. Listen, I don't know if you ever seen the movie Juice with Tupac. I don't know if you know who Tupac is. No, I'm just kidding. Now I'm just joshing with y'all. But on the movie Juice... on the movie Juice, there's one segment, there's one scene where they're like in the house, they're in Steele's house, and they're watching this old black and white movie on the television. And like, and Tupac is actually talking about the movie, and he's like all into the movie, and really nobody else is as into the movie as he is. And that movie that he was watching, man, I went back and found that movie, White Heat. Man, listen.
Gotcha.
Whoo!
You never seen
that movie right there, man. Juice. Listen, Juice.
Just like Bishop.
I pretty much could recite Juice from like front to back. That was one of my favorite movies. Bishop said got beat up behind him and everything. That's hilarious. Yes, White Heat. He said, oh shit, shot his mom's in the back. That was one of my favorite movies though. But yeah. Favorite movie.
With a Scarface ring.
All right, listen, that movie made me have to have the juice. That movie took me to a point in life where nothing meant more than having the juice. All I wanted to do is like walk up past somebody and they looked at me and said, yo, you got the juice now, man. You know? Like,
I heard there was an alternate ending to it.
Yes, there's an man, Will's World, they talking about the alternate juice ending. Listen,
talk about it.
We got to talk about that alternate juice ending. See, a lot of people don't know about this. On Juice, you see, in New Jack City. Oh yeah, awesome. Yes. In Juice, there was, Hype Williams. Juice was made by, not Hype Williams, but when Juice was made by Ernest Dickerson, you know how it always goes. Like the money somebody got to back the film, right? They got to back the film. They got to back it. They got to get the money to back the film, right? So with Juice, at the end of Juice, Juice was the whole thing about Bishop. He didn't want to go to jail and be like his father and be like going to prison or get caught by the police. So his whole thing was at the end of Juice, he was hanging onto the edge and he was about to fall. And then he heard the police siren. And in the midst of him talking to Q, he said, "Yo, Q, don't let me go." And yeah, he said, I ain't going to jail, man.
Going back.
You know what I'm saying? I'd rather die a legend. I'd rather die than go back. And then he basically pulled his hand away and basically let himself fall off the building as opposed to getting saved and acting as if he wanted to get saved. Now, the money behind the movie, they said that they wasn't comfortable. They actually weren't comfortable with Bishop dying on his own terms. They weren't comfortable with him dying as a legend and being able to die on his own terms, a legend with all the juice, like not being afraid to die. And so that's why they switched up the ending and they made him basically kind of cur up, kind of what they say, that's a Florida term, cur up. They kind of bitch up, and act like he was scared to die and act like, "Q, don't let me die. Q, don't let me go. Bishop, I got you, man. It's me and you, Bishop, and I got you, man." But yeah, man, you gotta go back and watch the movie, man, and watch that. I believe it was the 25th anniversary or the 20th anniversary of the movie. You go back to the special features, and they talk about that, man. Good movie, man. One of my favorite movies. But in that movie comes another one of my favorite movies, which is White Heat. If you're talking about gangster films, real gangster film, that's where gangster movies started. You got to check White Heat out. That's where that all began. Awesome movie. Awesome movie. Yes. 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 White Heat was the movie that they were watching in Juice when they was at the house and it was a black and white. Do the review. Do the review on Juice and do the review on White Heat. James Cagney. He was Cody Jarrett.
Gotta pull that one up.
Yeah, man.
I haven't seen it.
Yeah, let me. Yeah, man. Yeah, heck yeah, man. All day. See, Dimitri, you like me. You like me trying to figure out all the reviews and things that you could do to build. And you took it a step further because you said the male analytics. I'm always just looking at the analytics, but you looking at it from all sides of the angle, all sides of the spectrum. But yeah, with that being said, then if you're going to do it like that, then watch 2 movies. Watch 2 movies for me. If I didn't taught you anything, if Nelman taught you anything today, I just want you to watch 2 movies, and one is White Heat. The other movie is called Angels with Dirty Faces. I know, Will's World. I know. Listen to Wills. Don't get me started on that alternate ending. Yeah, I had to give him the other one, Wills. I had to drop that jewel on him. Angels with Dirty Faces.
Never even heard of it.
They never even heard of it. Angels with Dirty Faces is another James Cagney movie. Now that one right there will pull on your heartstrings a little bit. That one right there. These are the old movies before all of this, the new school gangster films. This was when if you look on those lists of the top 100 films ever made, these movies will come up. Yes, exactly. These movies will come up. 1938. There you go, Comac. Let them know something. This was, you know what I'm saying? This was real. This was, you know what I'm saying? These are the type of films that people in college be studying and all of that. For real. It's like that, the TMC channel, Turner Classic Movies. You get, man, it's one of them. You find these movies on that channel. You know what I mean?
Damn, 1938.
One of my favorites too. One of my favorites, hands down. I appreciate you, Tech Man. All Tech Collector, you remember how I used to give it up. You remember how my live streams used to be on Friday nights, man. You remember how I used to give it up? I'm back, Daddy. I'm just back. You know what I'm saying? I'm just getting back in my flow. I appreciate everybody tuning in.
Sure.
I appreciate all y'all tuning in tonight. Demetra, Will's World, Comac,
Lush.
Lush,
Slosky.
Big Ryan, I appreciate you. Matter of fact, you know what I'm saying? I hope you able to, and you, I meant to comment on something that you said, Ryan, because them dogs in that movie, that I gotta say, that is one of the highlights of that John Wick. Them dogs came through and was crazy. The dogs came through and was crazy. Boss head, hey, Lockhead boss lady. How are you? How are you?
Yeah, let me know if that's on Netflix.
See, I don't know if the movie's gonna be out there on Netflix and stuff, but I believe
They on cinema.
without a doubt they on cinema.
What that?
Lockhead boss lady, how are you today? We were actually talking about you earlier. Me and Demetra Lit All Day was just chopping it up about being able to express your opinion on your live and not, and getting that type of pushback, but still being able to push through it all. And we was actually bigging you up for that, because you push through the tension, and you push through even when people are trying to give you a hard time. You know what I'm saying? And I champion you for that. I appreciate you for that, because you make it easier for people like me to get on here and say what I want to say. And be able to exhale when I say it, like be able to be free about it. So thank you. Yeah, Lockhead, they say the movies. I was just chatting about them, telling her about these movies. We were just chatting it up. Let's do a movie roll call. What's your favorite movies out there, man? Like right now, if you could go back into all the movies, what's your top two? Let's go top two. Again, for me, I would have to say Juice is number one for me, in all complete honesty. And the one right now, oh man, yo, he gonna listen. He gonna be saying stuff off of White Heat.
He just
for real. He gonna be quoting White Heat. That man, I was quoting White Heat for like a month after I watched that joint. Like just saying randoms. That boy Cody Jarrett is mean. He's mean. He's a mean dude. But what was it? So I don't know if you guys remember Home Alone, right? The movie Home Alone with Macaulay Culkin. There was a part in that movie where he was like, "I'm gonna give you to the count of 10," to get your yellow, no good keister off my property before I pump your guts full of lead. I know y'all remember that. 1, 2, and then he started shooting. Keep the change, you filthy animal. Like, if you remember that part of Home Alone, that actually was not a movie at all. Like, it wasn't like Juice where they were actually watching a movie of a movie. In Home Alone, they actually just made that segment for Home Alone. That was not a real movie. That was not a real movie. And where they got some of the ideas for that movie was from Angels with Dirty Faces. Look it up. Look this up. You heard it from the Nelman first. If you know about Home Alone, you know about that little small gangster part in Home Alone where he ordered the pizza. You know what I'm saying? And put the firecrackers in the thing. Y'all know what I'm talking about. That wasn't even a real movie. He did that they made that piece just for Home Alone. But they got basically the ideas of that from Angels with Dirty Faces. Check it out. Google that. Google that.
The 5 heartbeats.
5 heartbeats. Okay. The Imitation of Life. Both back to back. Oh, the Blues Brothers and the Last Shogun. Okay. Okay. The Blues Brothers. I actually just watched that one recently, Comac. Man, that thing blew my mind. Like the Blues Brothers, like, and they went in there and then they started like singing with the Aretha Franklin. Man, that movie like changes you. You watch the Blues Brothers all the way through. The 5 heartbeats, no doubt, Dimitri lit all day. The 5 heartbeats.
Wiz.
The Wiz. Lush Lush. You remember Home Alone? You remember that part in Home Alone? Okay, what's love got to do with it? Yeah, Tina. You know, I hear you on that. Definitely got to watch those certain movies like once a year. Dimitri lit all day. The Blues Brothers. Don't that joint change you though? Like just everything that they was going through in that joint. The Blues Brothers really takes me somewhere. Planes, Trains, and Automobiles. Definitely 16 Candles. That was my joint in the what was it, like the early 90s. 16 Candles. Definitely. That was my John. See, that's another thing I took from Baltimore. You know what I'm saying? My joint. That's my joint. They say joint out there, huh? Oh, the Revenge of the Nerds. Oh man, Will's World. You need to download that Blues Brothers right away.
In the same
Yo,
boat, Wills. I ain't seen
that Blues Brothers for real is just like a classic for real. Like it just takes me to a place. That for some reason, like that Blues Brothers, it takes me to a place. The flipping in church, they were doing them backflips. For real, Masters of the Universe. I know.
Question mark for Schloss was.
Nah, I haven't seen that one. I'm gonna have to look into that one. Content. Hey, Content, how are you? Hey, Content, I appreciate Dimitri. I appreciate you recommending my chat to everyone. Content, I appreciate you coming in. We just talking about movies right now. We just chopping it up about favorite movies right now. Content, what's your 2 favorite movies right now? You know what's funny, Dimitra? And this is, not to step away from our fun right now and talking about the movies, but it's interesting about Revenge of the Nerds because it's almost like what we was watching in the 80s and 90s with Revenge of the Nerds is actually ultimately what's happened right now in 2019. It's like the nerds are on top now. Like there was a time when the jocks were on top and like all the pretty boys were on top and like there was a time where everybody had their time. But right now, if you was a nerd in high school and you was getting picked on, for the most part, you up now. Now you got like swag, you got skinny jeans. You know what I'm saying? You got your chest hair.
That nerd stock rising.
You know what I'm saying? All of that. Vampire in Brooklyn and Harlem Nights. Okay.
Yes.
He said, no, on my pinky toe. You know what movie I just watched? See, also this is another one you might want to write down. This is my pinky toe. Yeah, I remember that. See, we said it at the same time, Demetri. That's hilarious.
Friday classic.
Friday. Friday Part 1. Lush Lush. I can never get enough of Friday Part 1. Like, I just cannot get enough of it. Every time I watch it, it's like it's brand new. Yes. What about Vampire in Brooklyn? What about Life? What about Life though? Remember that?
Murphy.
Eddie Murphy and Martin. What about that one though? But
goddamn, got my toe in the bottle. That's my shit.
Yeah, it's supple. Just like a lady. But no, one movie I actually just showed Brooklyn. Matter of fact, just one movie I just showed Brooklyn the other day. One of my all-time favorites, Will's World. You'll second me on this one. Requiem for a Dream.
Wow.
Requiem for a Dream. Now that's my joint. I'm gonna get you, sucker. I'm gonna get you, sucker. He said, no. He said, oh, you want one rib? One order of ribs? No, just one rib. Now that was funny.
Man, shout out Schloss, man, on the live stream, in the whip.
All right.
In the whip. We appreciate that, Schlossky.
Yeah, appreciate you, Schloss, all day. Yeah. So yeah, Jinx. Nah, Jinx, you owe me a Coke. Oh, the Golden Child. Yes, yes. And you know what they just put on Netflix too? The Last Dragon. The Last Dragon is actually on Netflix. Yes. But Requiem, Google that one. Requiem for a Dream. That's one of Marlon Wayans' best movies, and Jared Leto. The man with the fish in his shoe.
Last Dragon.
Yes, yes. Show enough. Show enough. Lockhead, thank you for coming back, darling. First of all, I want to thank y'all, everybody in here right now. Eternal Sunshine on the Spotless Mind, Jim Carrey. Don't get me started on that Eternal Sunshine content. Don't get me started. Man, that Eternal Sunshine on the Spotless Mind, I think Will's World Media put me onto that one. And we watched that one. Yes, a very long time ago. Golden Child was on the Hood Classic list. My kids thought it was so bunk. That's funny. The Golden Child, I actually have not watched it in a long time. I'll have to sit back and watch it. Right? No, when I watched the Golden, that's what I was just gonna say, Demetri. The last time I watched Golden Child, I remember him walking on those sticks like there was nothing at the bottom. I remember that, like there was nothing under there. Right. I remember that. I'm gonna have to go back and watch that because now them graphics is gonna be looking real silly. It's gonna be like some black stuff. But yeah, really good movie. Requiem for a Dream. I'm weird with my movies, y'all. Like I said, with kind of like with Juice. Oh, what was it saying? Tell for review. I didn't see it. Yeah. I'm kind of weird with my movies. Like if I watch a really good movie, I know that the directors kind of team up with one another. So I'll watch a movie and see what other movies they're playing in the movies. And like with Juice, for instance, I always wanted to know what movie they were watching at the time. And so I finally, I appreciate you, Lockhead. So I always wanted to know what movie that was. And I finally found out. I would like look through the, everything to find out what movie that was. And when I finally was able to watch White Heat, I was so happy. And then like when Belly came out, let's not forget Belly. When Belly came out, Belly had a scene in it when they went back to the house after they steady, are you ready? After they did that robbery and they went back to the house and they playing pool and Mark II, I call him Mark II. He said, "Man, you watch some bugged out shit. What you got watching over here? Watching this bugged out shit." Where there was a movie on the TV and it was the little kid was dressed up like a rabbit. And he was like, the fucking rabbit stinks. You remember that? It smells like pussy. Y'all remember that on Belly? Well, that movie,
Yeah, boss lady.
Dimitri, you got to sit down and watch that one. Yes, Lockhead Boss Lady. The sex scenes where they all oiled up and all of that. And Keisha's like, you saw you. She said she sucked your little black dingling last night. So what you got to say about that? He said, bitches is lying. I don't know no fucking Kiana. Yo. But yeah, that's the sex scene. He was tossing her and flipping her over.
Said,
that was absolutely one of my best. One of my best.
Yo, Prime is coming out with some
Amazon.
Man. Them shows on Prime, Netflix. Everybody's stepping up their game.
So in that movie, on the TV, they was watching a movie called Gummo. And that movie was called Gummo, and that was the movie that had the boy with the rabbit ears. Now, I'm not suggesting go watch Gummo, all right? I'm not suggesting go watch Gummo. Gummo, Wills, give me something to say about Gummo. You know what I'm saying? Gummo, will have you thinking. It's a weird movie. It takes you in all types of directions. I don't know if y'all remember the movie Kids.
I have no legs.
I don't know if y'all remember the movie Kids, right? But the movie Kids and the movie Gummo was made by the same director. Yes, Tekashi made a song called Gummo.
On behalf of Brooklyn, I want to apologize for Tekashi.
Referencing the movie. He was talking about that movie. See, a lot of people seen the name of that title, Gummo, from Tekashi and thought that was the first time they ever seen Gummo. But Gummo actually came from that movie. Tekashi was just using the name of that movie as a title. That's hilarious. Listen, I did not suggest go watch Gummo, all right? I don't know if it will suck, but it will definitely change your life. And you'll be like, what the hell is this? You might not even be able to get through all of Gummo.
There was an old one with Leonardo DiCaprio. He was a basketball player thrown out on drugs.
Yo, Alan Thicke said, hey, y'all think Tarzan was a virgin before he met Jane? Or y'all think he was clapping gorilla cheeks? I don't think that Jane was the first woman he met in the jungle before Jane. I think there were other women in the jungle.
Oh, man.
I think
If he was clapping gorilla cheeks, I feel bad for Jane. You know what I'm saying? Like, Jane, oh boy.
Man, see? He did think he was a gorilla. I appreciate that. Well, Dimitri, I appreciate you coming in and stopping by. Listen, watch those movies. Watch White Heat, you and your dude. And listen, I appreciate you stopping in. I appreciate you spending time with us today. Have a great Friday night.
Put that review up on YouTube.
Yes. White Heat, you're going to love it. Have a great one. But yeah, White Heat, man, awesome movie. Requiem for a Dream has Marlon Wayans in it. Sing-alongs. All right, I might tune in. Lockhead, I appreciate you tuning in as well. Listen, you always welcome in the chat. I'm always going to show you love, and I'm always going to champion you. You have a great night. Y'all all have a great night. And I'm going to try to tune into your Saturday night sing-alongs, Demetrius. So I'm going to check you out. I'm going to make sure you sub. I'm going to get that the bell going so I could tune in. Have a great night. No question. Locked in. Night, Lockhead. But yeah, y'all.
Man, ain't nobody mentioned Scarface.
I mean, it was a hood classic. Scarface was a hood classic, but I think that was one of the givens. I think that for everybody that's seen Scarface a million times. Um, I was just kind of talking about some of my hoodie but goodies that people may not be so familiar with. Lush Lush, you out too? All right, Lush Lush, thank you once
Much
again also
love.
for tuning in, man. Listen, I'm going to be going live much more often so we could do this much more often, man. This is a safe space for everyone to come through. Whatever you got on your chest, you can get it off. Whatever you want to say, you can get it off here. So you are always welcome. I appreciate you stopping in, Double Lush. That's Double Lush, y'all.
Lush Squid.
Yeah, but Scarface content, like you said, Scarface definitely was a classic. And I think that one is kind of more of a given. I think we all probably seen Scarface.
Yeah, a lot of these that they mentioned, man. White Heat, you mentioned.
Yeah.
I got people.
Yeah, man. I actually see. Luckily for you, I got them all. So it's just like a thumb drive. You can just get them all.
You got that
You are welcome. 100%. Yeah. Yeah, man. Scarface is a classic. A lot of classics. Yeah, man. Yes. Let's keep this thing going though. So is that it? I'll probably go right now with Belly, and I'll go with Requiem for a Dream.
That's what was hitting.
Those are two right now that I could say probably two of my favorites. But to jump back out of the movie bag, Brother, Where Art Thou?
Another one I ain't beat. Damn.
Oh, that was a good one. That Brother, Where Art Thou? Those are a good music one. What's the guy? I forgot that guy's name. He was actually on Roseanne, and then he moved up to like movies, and then he was in that movie.
Boy.
He actually. You remember that outer space movie with was that with Sandra Bullock, where she was just out of space? Anyway, that guy he's in Brother Where Art Thou. Will's World Media. What would you say your two favorite movies are, man? If you had to pick two.
Put up there as number one or maybe number two. I don't know. I gotta think about this, man. But your boy Denzel, man, Training Day.
Training Day. I think somebody did say Denzel.
Somebody mentioned Denzel. Yeah.
Gravity. Yeah, that is the one with Sandra Bullock. Who was the guy who was in Gravity with Sandra Bullock? It's Memento Brain. Yeah, Sandra Bullock and the guy who was in Gravity was Sandra Bullock. George Clooney. Yes. George Clooney was in Brother, Where Art Thou? Great movie. That one's a good movie. George Clooney. And Will's World Media. Memento.
Just weird.
Memento was a good movie. Very, very weird.
I gotta step up on my movie game.
Memento was like, as you can see, content said good with the capital good. Like, it was a weird one, but that one was a good one.
Yeah, weird is good though.
Yeah, I'm weird. I'm good with the capital weird, just like Will's. Ooh, now that one, I think that one turned out to be like some eerie stuff at the end. I think that was a good one that turned out to be some eerie stuff.
Robin Williams was low-key genius, man.
Yeah, he was. Yeah, he was. Absolutely was. Died too soon, man. Died way too soon, which is crazy, too, because if he would have just lived a few more years, he'd have been able to live all his truths. Like, he'd have been, like, happy right now. Possibly, I don't know what his demons he was fighting, but I'd like to think that right now he would like be okay with his demons. I'm also, you know me and you as well, I suppose. We are both into Marvel saga heads. Into all the Marvels.
They're making another Spider-Man before Sony take him.
For real.
They're doing one more with the MCU. And I don't know what's going to happen.
One more Spider-Man, y'all. But yeah, I'm definitely into the Marvels. Once again, man, y'all could have been anywhere, man. You know what I mean? You could have been anywhere you wanted to be, but you're here right now, and I appreciate that. Everybody tuning in. You know what I'm saying? Everybody tuning in. Yo, content. I'm looking forward to that joint too, but I'm not gonna lie to you, man. I'm living in Colorado, right? And there's already been talks about people are talking about warning people about all of the theaters and possible, attacks and stuff. So that type of stuff really hits close to home. It makes me just a little nervous. I gotta be honest. Makes me just a little nervous, but I am looking forward to it because I like Joaquin Phoenix and I like the Joker. I like the whole Joker story, and it's like every time somebody plays a Joker story, it's like how far can they push it at this point? So it's like I do want to check that out, but I just get a little nervous.
It's a sad world we live in, man.
Yes, Slosh. You want to get into the Marvels? What are you thinking?
Let's do it.
So I gotta say that I still have not. I watched the Spider-Man. I watched the last part, but I did not watch the last of the last part. That's the only part. I haven't watched the last of the last Spider-Man, so I can't let you spoil that for me. But what I can say is, as far as in-game, very interesting in-game. In-game is one of the movies where, the emotions, as far as one of the Marvel movies where the emotions did kind of, it did touch the emotions a bit. I ain't gonna lie there. Oh man, I'm actually getting a little taken back just thinking about that first part right now when Hawkeye was shooting with his daughter.
Turned around.
Whoo! Turned around. Wait. Who did what?
I like the fact that they deviated from the comics.
Oh, wait.
You know what I'm saying? Like they kind of took a left on the original comic. Because Thanos lived back then.
Yeah.
They just let him chill on his little farm and that's it.
Yeah.
So the way they did it was ill. I like that they took a left.
Like, when his daughter disappeared and then he was whipped. He was looking, I was like, ooh. That type of stuff really hits different when you got kids. Like it, if I was a kid, it probably would have just been a movie like, oh, that's sad. Dang, that's sad. But when he turned around and his kids were gone and his wife was gone and everybody was gone, he was running around looking lost. When he was looking lost like that, I was like, ooh.
Even Ant-Man coming back, his daughter's all grown now.
Ant-Man's daughter was grown, and also when Iron Man died. Yeah. When Iron Man died, the whole theater erupted. Like, that was crazy. Like, I ain't heard the theater erupt like that in a minute. Like a few of the Iron Man parts where they was just, erupting. And when he died, people was gasping. My son gasped. And then the whole theater gasped. And I was like, damn, he just let the charge on that. But it was, real. The whole theater felt the type of way with that when Iron Man died. That was interesting. That was interesting.
As soon as I was done in that movie theater, man, went back, started watching them all from the beginning. Iron Man, Part 1, beautifully done, man.
Yeah.
Content, appreciate you, man.
Content, I appreciate you stopping in for it. We are always here for you. We are always here. You know, even if you can stop in for a little bit. Anytime you see me live, you're always welcome to hop in just for a sec, for 2 minutes, or for 2 hours. No, I always say time is relative. You know what I'm saying? So I appreciate it. I appreciate the love. No question. Always love.
Time content.
Always love. Time is relative. I appreciate you stopping in for 2 seconds. So thank you. Yeah, man. Yeah.
Time is relative. That's why they all family.
Yeah, it is. Time is relative. Listen, no. Listen, you don't even gotta type, man. Listen, just listen.
Yeah, just you being
Get
here,
yourself
man.
home. I appreciate you tuning in, young Schloss. I mean, that really means a lot, man. Really means a lot. You stopped in on the first one and this one.
Yeah, and that first one, you ain't even let me know you was on there.
Listen, man, the love was tremendous. You popped in. Appreciate that. But yeah, I always say time is relative. Matter of fact, while we talking about movies, you remember that movie with LL Cool J with the sharks? You remember that one? I think Samuel L. Jackson was in it too. The shark one. Where dang, what was that? LL Cool J was a chef, and Samuel L. Jackson was like in the movie. I think Ice Cube was in the movie. Deep Blue. There we go, Ryan. See, on point. And LL Cool J said something that I'll never ever forget, and I always quote this. And I'm loosely quoting it because I didn't watch that movie in a long time, but I remember this. And he was saying, you know, time is relative. He's like, you know, when you put your hand on a hot stove, 1 minute can seem like 1 hour. But when you put your hand on a hot woman, 1 hour can seem like 1 minute. You know what I'm saying? So it's really, time is really relative. And I felt that because it's like, man, time be flying when you're having fun. It's another one of those thoughts. But when you are in trouble, it seems like it takes a lifetime. Like it's never going to end. When you on a burning sensation on a hot stove, it seems like that 1 second seemed like 1,000,000 hours. So it's like time is really relative. And that's when I really began to understand the true theory of relativity. I'm not going to dive too deep on y'all, but, you know, that's what they was talking about. It's all relative. So, just like the time you've been with us, I appreciate you stopping in. Appreciate you guys chatting with me. We ain't going to stay up for too much longer. But, again, I just want to say thank you. Everybody who stopped in with me today, y'all could have been anywhere, chatting with anybody, but y'all decided to check in with your boy, Nelman. And for that, I'm truly grateful.
Especially on a Friday night, man. That's big.
Absolutely, Ryan. You know how I give it up, man. Try to find contentment in those tough times, man. Make everything enjoyable. Everything, there's no such thing as a bad thing. It's really all about the experiences. You could take something away from everything. For the most part, it could be worse. You could say that in most situations. I ain't going to say all situations. In hell, a lot of situations you don't want to even think that way. But for the most part, it could be worse in most situations. And if you know that, and just knowing that can help you get through a very tough situation. You know, so yeah, absolutely. In those tough times, make everything enjoyable.
I need to soak that one in.
Mm-hmm.
I need to soak that one in.
Try to find the contentment in those tough times, man. And that's what I was saying earlier, Ryan. I was actually talking about being able to find happiness. The small happinesses, the small things will lead to a big happiness. A lot of people just want to dive into a pool of happiness and be happy all the time. But in order for you to even bring yourself happiness, sometimes you got to start with the little happinesses. Like, you know, me personally, I go real small. Like, because we take a lot of things for granted, and I'm okay with not taking so much for granted. I'm happy with not having to take city transportation to get to work every day. That's one big win for me. Like, I'm happy. Every day I get into my car, I'm thinking like, man, I'm glad I don't got to walk to a bus stop like 3 hours before I would have to be to work, which means I had to work and wake up 3 hours before I'd have to. Man, I'm thankful. Immediately I shift into thankfulness. Like, so it's not hard for me. Like, I find little wins, and those things equate into big wins.
That's when we need to start feeding off for you. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely, man.
You, us, because, you know, even in the workplace, you know, you can get stressed, but hey, we got a job, right? We got benefits. Our kids are taken care of.
Man, for real. And for the most part, every time I see the people that I work with in the workplace, somebody is telling a joke or laughing about something, about how frustrated they are, but they were still laughing. Like, at the end of the day, I've been in other positions in the same workplace. I've been in other workplaces where it ain't all smiles. It's not all smiles. Absolutely. Absolutely are blessed, man, 100%. And, you know, you guys bring my blessings. You know, I wouldn't be as happy as I was 100% if it wasn't with, you know, for my coworkers and the people around me. So, man, I can say that 100% hands down. So I appreciate you guys, you know, and that's why I do everything I can to make your loads as easy as possible when I'm around. You know, whether that be a workload or just the daily load, just the life load, you know, being able to contribute to the enjoyable side of it all, you know. That's what it's all about. And that's why I do this. Hopefully I was able to contribute to some happiness, you know, help some people. And when they get off this live stream, they'll be able to fall asleep a little easier, enjoy life a little easier, you know, knowing that a live stream like this is right around the corner.
And we're going to have some good movies to watch in there.
Yeah, man. Absolutely.
You know?
Absolutely. Absolutely. I'll tell you what, because I know it's actually starting to get late. I'm going to go ahead and knock this down a notch. You know what I'm saying? I want to just go ahead and thank y'all for linking up, tuning in tonight. I'm going to try to hop in a couple live streams, see who's live right now. But, man, like I said, thanks for tuning in, man. Everybody here, thanks for tuning in. If you're still with us, I appreciate you tuning in. Absolutely. Plenty, much love, man. Thank you all for tuning in. You guys have a great night.
Peace.
Peace, y'all.